Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another manga volume review, and this is going to be on one of my favorite series that is currently releasing volumes right now here in the US, and that's going to be on Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Now, this is volume 3. If you haven't seen volume 1 or volume 2, they're out already in my channel, so go check those out. I am trying my best to keep up with this series. I believe volume 4 might be already out. I have to go check it out in the store or not, but I'm pretty sure it was either going to be out in December or maybe this month. So we'll be reacting and also reviewing that one as well here in my channel. So before anything else, guys, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. There is a giveaway still happening. Hopefully you're still watching before Friday, the first Friday of the month. If so, then yes, there's still a giveaway happening, and it is available for anyone who is subscribed. You guys can check it out as my trailer there in my channel. You guys can also comment, like, and share on this video, because that helps tremendously. You guys don't know how much it does. It's just, it really does. So anyways, we're gonna be doing the third volume, and I will be mentioning characters that, again, if you don't know who they are, then go check out volume 1 and 2, and maybe you'll understand who I'm talking about. So we're still following the story of Akira and his best friend Kenichiro, and essentially they are going out in the world and living life, right? They're enjoying the zombie apocalypse at the fullest, fulfilling their bucket list. And Akira finally decided to go on his journey to go and see his parents one last time. And again, we don't know if they're still alive. We don't know if he's gonna find them as zombies. We don't know a lot of things, but what we do know is that Akira and Kenichiro finally are moving away from Tokyo. Now, I had already said in volume 2, at least towards the end of my review, that I kind of felt like this volume was not going to be them reaching there, and it's not. The first full chapter is essentially them meeting up with our second protagonist, or maybe third protagonist, depending. You know, she was second to come out in the story, but third to really be important, and that's Shizuka. Now, Shizuka is the girl here in the cover. She's been in almost every cover, and in volume 2, she finally was more of a character in the second half. We thought that we were not going to see her again, but we do see her in the first chapter, and she basically decides to join Akira and Kenichiro, and she is still very much in the whole idea of this is how you survive, and you have to follow these certain rules to survive, and you guys are a little bit too wild for me. But she kind of, you know, she first of all, she owes them her life because she was saved in volume 2. But second of all, she kind of has gotten an interest in Akira. He is something to be, you know, I don't know, to just see what's going on. So Akira definitely has played with her heart a little bit, I guess, and they go and look for an RV, and that itself, it's a whole show. They're trying to choose which is actually a good RV or a good vehicle for the zombie apocalypse. And at the end of the day, they end up choosing very quickly, because zombies start pouring into the place where they're looking at the new vehicles. They eventually pop a tire because it was intentional. There is a old friend of Akira, his boss, in fact, is control of a group who essentially is controlling people. He influenced them to work for him for fulfilling favors that they owe him, because you know, he saved their lives or whatever. So he tells Akira, you know, your friend's hurt, you can work for 2-3 days, and if you work for me, we'll fix your tires and you guys can go on your way. Now, those 2 days, the boss is horrible to Akira, and Akira, because that's the life he knew, that he just resets and goes back to his mentality of before the apocalypse, and allows his boss to basically abuse him very toxically. And Shizuka, she sees all this. Now Shizuka, amazingly, in this volume, although Akira is the one being abused, Shizuka is the one that kind of has the eye opening, because what she is able to see is how her life basically was under her own father, maybe not the boss, but under her own father, through seeing as a third person Akira and his boss. And she sees that her life was going not the direction she wanted, but the direction that her father was pushing her to go. And that's because she wanted to please him. She wanted him to be content. And at the same time, she was giving up so much of her life, so much of her dreams, just to fulfill his dreams and his goals. And she didn't really get to the point she wanted to be. So she kind of has this whole character development on her own, with we see past of her past and flashbacks quite a bit throughout the volume, with her seeing how Akira is treated. Now Akira eventually snaps out of it and is able to fulfill another number of the bucket list, which is to tell off his boss. And his boss almost dies, but Akira is able to save him. And essentially, because he saves him in front of everyone else, everyone ends up realizing that the boss is actually a douchebag and doesn't do any work, and he's not really worth to be a leader. So everyone kind of just goes their own way and leaves him by his own. The volume basically ends like that. Akira, Shizuka, and Kenichiro go back in their RV and they go on their own way, and that's it. We don't see much after that. That's the end of the volume. I really enjoyed this one. It did help a lot of character development, especially for Shizuka, being that she's been in the covers and she's kind of been the promotion of the series, but not really been a main character. I really like that we actually saw more of her character, and actually she's now part of the group, and she's also now she's getting a little bit of her issues out in public for us as readers to see what her character is all about. So personally, I like this volume. I like the whole fact that they're adding more of human issues or human interaction, very much like The Walking Dead, where the zombie apocalypse is pretty bad on its own, but it also sucks if you combine with the crappy people that we live day by day now, on top of the apocalypse. So I do like that they're doing that, that they're not keeping it where everyone is just a nice guy, but they have douchebags. They have people who are pretty bad. I mean, he himself was eyeing Shizuka like she was a piece of meat because she's a girl, so we get this whole mentality of, guys are going to be disgusting, and in other series that are more mature, we'll see them that they get their way, because that's probably what would happen in those type of scenarios, which kind of sucks, but that's what it is. So I like where it's going. I love the story so far. I hope they reach the parents in volume 4, but I kind of see them going through a different adventure in volume 4, and maybe eventually reaching their parents in volume 5. And after that, I don't really know what Akira and Shizuka and Kenichiro have in their plans, but we'll see. For now, I'm definitely going to give this one an 8 out of 10. A great volume. I love how they're moving the story, and I definitely think it's something that you guys should be reading. If you haven't bought them yet, there's a link in the description below. Go check it out. You guys can buy some cheap manga and anime with that link. Also, you guys can support me by just subscribing, commenting, and liking on this video. It helps so much. Thank you for your love and support, and guys, like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.